أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي واجعلني وزيرا من أهلي هارون أخي أشهد به أزري وأشركه في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Inshallah, we'll continue with the 11th ray, the summary of the second topic. We started off with the first topic, which was more in terms of, basically this is called also the fruits of belief, of Iman, belief. How important are the 5 daily prayers? The author is sharing his thoughts in terms of how to gradually, stage by stage, one step at a time, build on living with belief. Yeah, and he gave some examples on the importance in your 24 hours of life to give some time to your purpose in existence, which hopefully everybody realizes how important it is that we are living in this world for some purpose. That this life is not the only life, but we should expect that this will help us, this life, to continue with our existence in a different kind of life, inshallah. So let's continue with a summary of the second topic. As is well explained. One second, please. Okay, the summary of the second topic. As is well explained in a guide for youth from the Risale-i-Nur, it is as definite and obvious that death will befall us as the night will follow today and winter, this fall or autumn. It is definite and obvious that death will befall us as the night will follow, just like the night follows the day, and the seasons change. Winter, this fall season will become winter. And just as this prison is a temporary guest house for those who continuously enter it and leave it. Now we know this author was writing in the prison practically, where he was reflecting during his term there. So he's taking his particular scenario, situation, event, that this will also pass by. This is not something permanent, just like this life. So this prison, or somebody may have some other situation, it is a temporary, to be aware of the notion that this is a temporary guest house for those who continuously enter it and leave it. Just like somebody who is in school knows that, the school, you have to get out of the school at some point. You can't just stay in the school forever unless you're doing some academia kind of thing, but that's all another topic. But in general, you're expected to learn and then move on from the school. Like, you have to graduate. So the face of the earth is a hostel on the road of the swiftly traveling caravans. The face of the earth is a hostel on the road of the swiftly traveling caravans, which alight from one night, then pass on. The face of the earth. is as it's a guest house or a hostel on the road of the swiftly traveling caravans, which alight for one night, to get off at one night and then pass on. Surely death, which has emptied all the cities into the graveyard 100 times over, has demands greater than life. Death, which has emptied all the cities into the graveyard 100 times over. So death has demands greater than life. Death has demands greater than life. I guess we can think about that one.
Yeah, but at the same time,
Okay.
Take this one.
Oh,
That's it. Yeah, good. I'm checking the original text. It also can be translated as death demands a lot from life.
what does that mean?
Yeah,
Demands a lot. Like what demands?
it means from one aspect, as the translator preferred this meaning here, death demands greater than life demands. It means whatever life brings the responsibility to us that, look, I'm giving life, so I have to do this, I have to do that. And this is the responsibility that I have been loaded on because I have been given life. Is it clear? No.
Yeah.
If somebody gives you something, no, what requires that thing, that gift to you? Since I am given this ability to, for example, knowledge about computer science, so I have to do something for it. Life is given, it necessitates something for us that we have to do in order to fulfill the function of life. On the other hand, death is given as well. So death also demands something from us. Okay. Because the reality of death, I have to do something. So the translator preferred this meaning, thinking presumably it is a preference, so saying that, look, requirements of life, I have to do this, I have to take care of my family, I have to feed, I have to clean myself.
Survive. Yeah, it's within the conditions that you're given.
Yeah, according to your condition. But death requires even more responsibility. Because, yes, you are going to take care of your family, right? That's a responsibility, yeah, legitimate responsibility, but at the same time, death requires what? Hey, even if you take care of your family, at the end, you will die, family will die, I will die as well. What means, there must be something there. There must be some purpose in the creation of death, that it is reminding me something. Yes, you are here, even while you are taking care of your life requirements, you have to take care of your life requirements in order to get ready for death, life after death. So don't do it for the purpose of just doing it, feeding your family, for example, working, just doing it. Don't do it that. Why? You have to do it in order to prepare yourself for the life to come after death. Because you have to think that what is wrong with my creator that he gave me life and then gives me death? Is he playing with me? Or is he telling me something that life, at the period of life, is just a stopping place, a guest house on your journey? Yeah, for example, let's say you bought a transfer ticket to somewhere. In the middle of the way, you will stay one day in a hotel. And the one who is taking you to the destination you want to go is taking care of the hotel and the food or whatever you need there.
Transit stop.
Transit stop, eh? Okay. But one night, sometimes they say, okay, go and stay this hotel, in this hotel. Everything will be paid, provided. It is a package deal. So don't worry, enjoy yourself, but for one night. But you have a long distance to go. So after that, there is a long distance to go. So while you are in the hotel, what do? You don't settle down there as if no journey further to travel. It is just one day. While you are doing something, always we have to keep in mind, tomorrow I will continue my journey, my travel, my trip. So I have to get this one. I have to get this one. Why? Because there's a long way in front of me. Prepare myself for it. I have to take a good shower now, because on the way I may not be able to take it. It's an example. Getting ready for the continuation of our travel. Whatever you do, it bearing in mind that this is temporary. You have to get ready for the next one. Prepare yourself accordingly. So I think I now prefer this translation. Life requires something, but death requires even more. Death reality reminds us you have a great responsibility. Don't say that that is the only thing I have to do and I am comfortable. No. You have to get ready for the rest of your journey.
Thank you. Would anybody else want to share anything or comment? It's interesting how that demands greater than life, has demands which are greater than life, because your destination is your permanent spot. It's not, this life is not your permanent place anyway. The example was good, alhamdulillah. So the Risale-e-Nur has solved the riddle of this awesome truth and discovered its answer. A short summary of it is this: since death cannot be killed, nor the door of the grave be closed, if there is a way of being saved from the executioner of the appointed hour and the solitary confinement of the grave, it is a question, an anxiety for man of greater importance than anything.
So maybe it's a question.
An anxiety
An anxiety
for
for
man,
whom?
for man.
For men of greater importance than anything. Yeah, for men,
It's
as a
an
person,
important question.
it must be a very important matter to take notice of. Okay.
Yes, there is a solution. And through the mystery of the Quran, the Risale-e-Nur has proved it as certainly as 2 plus 2 equals 4. A brief summary of it is as follows. Death is either eternal annihilation, a gallows on which will be hanged both man and all his friends and relations. That's one option. Or it comprises the release papers to depart for another eternal realm and to enter with the document of belief. Depart for another eternal realm and to enter with the document of belief. Why does the author use document of belief? The palace of bliss. Or it comprises the release papers. So in the analogy of the prison, I'm assuming the release papers that you are released. So to depart for another eternal realm and to enter with the document of belief. Basically,
You're clear.
yeah, you're good to go in the next phase of your life. It makes sense because I think he's giving the analogy of the prison document of release and release papers
A relief paper, yeah.
from the
The
prison.
guarantee is that you will be released tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, from the whatever the public prosecutor
Yeah,
sends a letter
signs,
to the administration of the prison and says that this man will be released tomorrow. It is fulfilled,
Mhm.
finished. So, but this release is belief.
This release is belief.
Yeah. Or one can get this relief only believing in the hereafter.
Mm.
Otherwise, if you don't believe in the hereafter, what we will see, oh, at the end of my life, I will be hanged or executed. Nowadays, people really punished with electric chairs.
Mm.
So I will be taken
To the chair.
to the electric chair and then done, finish. If someone doesn't believe, that's why he's waiting for a moment where he's going to be taken there, so that executed.
Mhm.
Or think about it, if you find a wisdom in its creation, in your creation now and the creation of the death, you understand that the life period from here in this world, from the beginning to the moment of death, you are preparing yourself for a long journey. Why long journey? Because whatever we have here is transient. Well, for example, you and I can understand this. Where is our youth? Can we get it? I can't, I don't know, can you? So, finish. So I or you, everybody, while we were young, or I was young, I did lots of crazy things. What is left to me now? The pain. What was the point in doing all this? No point. Why did I do it? I asked this question, how stupid I was. Why did I do it, all this? Lots of crazy things. Now, we understand that, wow, everything is passing like this, and if I don't fulfill the purpose of my existence, which is preparing myself for my life after death, which is infinite, ebedi in Arabic. Yeah, khalidin fiha ebeda. So then it will be infinite. So do something for a very, very short period of pleasure and lose your purpose of existence in this world, purpose of life in this world.
Mhm.
What happens? At the end, you will feel, I don't know, I'm speaking to the young people here, you will feel very sorry that you wasted your time. Why? Experience speaks. I know myself. Wasted our energy, our capacity. Now I'm trying to learn something. Half an hour later, what was it? If something comes to my mind, a minute later, if I'm busy with another sentence, what did I read before? Forgot. But I remember when I was young, reading once was enough to understand, and the meaning is recorded. Now, too late. I'm saying youth must be the time when you sow for the future, so that you will reap a lot. If you say, oh, I wasted my time, let me really think about it seriously now, take it seriously, your seeds are so weak. They produce very small trees or something which doesn't produce fruit, maybe small, not tasty ones. Really, it is the reality of our life. There is a wisdom. In some place, this author writes that death is mercy. The creation of death is mercy. Why? Only through the creation of death that we understand our reality. If there was no death, we will never ever think of tomorrow. Actual life, now. But we know that whatever we do, suddenly we understand that it is slipping away. Yeah, I cannot catch it. What is the purpose? What was the purpose? I enjoyed it, disappeared. So it becomes meaningless when you really think of death. That is why in two aspects, as the Nursi author explains, death is mercy. One reminds me that whatever you are going to have in this world will leave you behind. It is not going to be with you forever. On the spot, it goes away. The other one is, we are created in such a way that as we get old, we start getting the taste of this life less and less and less. I don't know how you feel, but I am over 70. Especially after 70, this losing the taste really goes down very sharp, very fast. For example, the difference between the age of 40 and 50, not much really distinguishable. But between 70 and 75, you realize that, oh, there is a big difference. I was able to run, I can't now. I was able to hear, I can't now. I was able to see, I can't now. In 5 years, my life is drastically going down. So I cannot say that, oh, I lived energetic for 60 years, 50 years. There will be another 20, 30 years more. But the losing speed increases. Believe me. In my life experience, I don't know whether you watch it or take notice of it. The age of 55 is going quite fast, down, going down. You cannot get pleasure of the things that we used to get pleasure while we were young, and we used to benefit from it. No. After 70, even faster it goes down. I see every year my ability goes down. What does it mean? Towards the end, I will say, oh, please, give me this. I don't want to, because there's nothing in this world I can do. I cannot read, I cannot keep in mind, I cannot think seriously, and I cannot do any job seriously. What is worth living here? Please give me that. You know, Mehmet, yeah, his father passed away. Sorry?
Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un.
Yeah. Recently, the last month, what was his father's prayer? Huh? Please take me away, my God. Please take me away, my God. Why? This life is worth not living. Why am I going to do it here? I cannot move, I cannot enjoy anything. What is the point? We can really realize that Quran describes this. When this comes, you understand that it is time to depart, and you understand that, I lost everything. Yani heleke maniye. Beautiful description. This is what I want to understand. For example, فلولا إذا بلغت الحلقوم وأنتم حينئذ تنظرون. Now, when the life comes here, it must go about. You just look at it. Or in other words, says, is there any trick or anything, doctor, or something? Yeah. So you understand this. I think you know this verse. This is very frequently read. No. No. But let me remember this. It is beautiful in Surah Qiyamah. No. Surah Qiyamah. Yeah, it's here. Yeah. So, كلا إذا بلغت التراقي وقيل من راق. When this just iris separation time comes, وقيل من راق. Who is the magician that can help me to save me from death? وظن أنه الفراق. He understood, realizes that this dhan here, sure. Sometimes dhan means, I think, I don't know. No, but in some places like this, it means it is sure. He realizes that it is the time to the departure. Well, so what should I do? What is the point? You know, his legs twisted with each other. This is what I mean. It was total helplessness. Yeah. There's no solution. إلى ربك يومئذ المساق. Yeah, he understood that the transfer is to your Lord, Rabb. إلى ربك يومئذ المساق. Now it is time. It is time. This yom, it's time here. It is time to go back to my Lord. But that time, it is too late to repent, to recover. Everything is gone. It's beautiful. I mean, real, not threatening. These verses are not threatening. This is our reality, giving the picture of exactly what is going to happen to us. So we can take it. It is happening to me now.
Mhm.
It will happen definitely, because there is a principle in how do you say, understanding fiqh. كل آت قريب. Whatever is going to come is very near. It is bound to come very near. Yeah, you wait there, for example, you say, let's say, oh, I'm going to be 40 in, I don't know, 20 years later or 25. So I'm going to be 25. Is it going to come? Yeah. I mean, if Allah gives you life, all right. It is definitely near to you. You found yourself, I am 40 years old now. Whatever your age is, you see, you are here. Do you realize how you reached there, how you came there? Oh, you find yourself there. Exactly the end of life in this world will be the same. Oh, I will find myself in the deathbed. So real. That is, Nursi says, this is mercy, Allah's rahmah, Allah's mercy.
Mhm.
Because of this, I am released from the problems of this world. But at the same time, in other aspect, because of the reality of this, I have to take care of my reality now, because it will come at the end. Is there anyone who is saved from death? No,
No.
I'm not either. So it is qarib, it is near. I have to see that tomorrow, which may be possible, but definitely it will be one day tomorrow.
Mhm.
No escape from it. So when I say it is tomorrow, it's correct, because there will be a time it will be tomorrow. Definitely. Alhamdulillah. It is good. It is khaira. I mean, alhamdulillah, our creator knows what is good for us. That is why he created death. Death is not a punishment, by the way.
Mhm.
That is a reward. That is why most of the Muslim scholars understood death as a reward. As a reward to us. Beginning of this is the, if you believe in the hereafter, that it will definitely take place, this belief is your certificate to pass the exam. Get the degree. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Release
Alhamdulillah.
from the prison of this world. Good analogy. For I spoke to the man.
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Things to think about. Thank you so much to express our reality. Okay. So where were we? For example,
So the grave is either.
So
where was I?
this one, with the document of belief, the palace of bliss.
Yeah,
The palace of
the palace of bliss.
yeah,
Yeah.
pleasure.
The palace of bliss. So the grave is either a bottomless pit and dark place of solitary confinement. So it's a punishment, or it is a door opening from the prison of this world onto an eternal light-filled garden and place of feasting or reward. A guide for youth has proved this truth with a comparison.
The name of a book.
Another, yeah, section of his
Yeah.
work. Yeah. I think I remember that one. For example, gallows have been set up in this prison yard, and behind the wall, immediately beyond them, a huge lottery office has been opened, in the lottery of which the whole world has taken part.
Yeah, lottery illegitimate,
Mhm.
but because I don't know whether I will be called today or not, every day it is possible that I will be called.
Oh.
That is why it looks like I'm taking this ticket for lottery. I don't know whether I will get it or not. Yeah, that is why it looks like lottery, but definitely your name will come out one day.
Mhm.
Here you are, Ali. You are going to be taken there. But definitely will come. The lottery is not definitely, but the allegory is we don't know. There is always a possibility.
Subhanallah.
Yeah.
Subhanallah, beautiful. Okay. We 500 people in the prison, so whatever the number, are certain to be summoned one by one. So everyone can say that one by one, without exception to that arena. To avoid it is not
arena?
possible.
Death.
Death.
When the death is going to be executed.
Mm.
Yeah.
So the creation of death.
Yeah.
You know, many times we don't even think it as a creation. That's one thing also.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Just like birth is a creation, like sleeping is a creation, waking up is a creation. We think, oh, death is
The creation.
it's an amazing creation.
That's what he describes death is attributed to the action of God, God's action. It means life giver, the name of life giver, Muhyi,
You hear what you meet.
yeah, Muhyi belongs to Allah. Death giver also belongs to Allah.
Mm.
No, it is the action created by Allah.
I cannot know about life without knowing about death. I cannot know about complementing each other, life and death.
Mhm. That's how we are. But we forget, according to us, it will happen later on.
Mm.
We concentrate on this work. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't do our relationship with this work, but we should do it while bearing in mind that I am doing it in order to get ready for my further journey after that. It means always doing it with the recognition of Allah, how He creates what we are doing, what we want to do. We choose, He creates. We choose, He creates. Acknowledgement of His action, acknowledgement of God. It means acknowledgement of eternity, because God is absolute.
Mm. So to avoid death is not possible. Everywhere announcements are being made. Come and receive your decree of execution and mount the gallows. Or take the note for everlasting solitary confinement and take that door. Or good news for you. The winning ticket worth millions has come up for you. Come and receive it.
Yeah, these are the descriptions that we can find in the Quran. إن كان فإن كان من المقربين فروح فريحان وجنة نعيم. Describe it here. You will get your all benefits, beautiful smelling, beautiful life. That is what, if you are من المقربين. وإن كان من أصحاب اليمين, it means supporter of religion in general, but not very much involved into it, not really get involved and try to learn and really understand what is the purpose of my actions and do it with the consciousness of belief, but just saying that, yeah, I believe in Allah, religion is correct, Islam or whatever the religion. So I believe in the hereafter, of course. So فسلام لك من أصحاب اليمين. Not ريحان نراح نعمة وجنة نعيم. But good news. Everyone said, oh, welcome, welcome, welcome. You are one of our Jama'ah, group. But okay, I mean, it is not very bad. But وَأَمَّا إِنْ كَانَ مِنَ الْمُكَذِّبِينَ الضَّالِّينَ, if someone was from those who denied, belied, it means saying that this message of life after death is wrong, darling, it means really deviated from the right path. It means corrupted his nature. Yeah. Well, all our feelings, what we want. What do we want? Everything must be perfect. For example, for the parents, the children will be, oh, if only the children is nice to us, kind to us, harmonious, loving relationship. Oh God, what a beautiful word. But this is our Futra wants. But if our Futra wants what? Now, yes, the children will be nice to us, but they will die. I will die as well. What is left to me? Now, what is left to me? Nothing will be left. So this is the human nature, the way our Futra in the language of the Quran desires happiness and also everlasting happiness, never ends. That's what we want. Yeah? Don't we want?
Yeah.
Whatever we want must be pleasurable, really, and also no end. No fear of losing. That is our Futra. This is our Futra says. If I deny this Futra and don't act accordingly, what happens? Darling. All the news the prophets bring to us, those people deny it and corrupt their nature and say that although I want, but there is no. Like a person is hungry and they say that, no, I'm hungry, I'm suffering, but there's no way to satisfy it. Not because I don't have food. No, I deny the existence of food. So there is no food. There is no way of satisfaction. You say, this is the food. No, it's not a food, just cheating me. Denial means this. Now, فَنُزُلٌ مِّنْ حَمِيمٍ. For these people, as soon as they go to the other side, the first reception will be a very hot water, hamim,
Boiling.
boiling water, you wipe yourself in. And even more. وَنُزُلٌ مِّنْ حَمِيمٍ where with tasliya to jahim, and then throwing into the fire. Tasliya sallayu, to throw. If you take the piece of meat and in order to grill it, you put under the fire, on the fire, it starts roasting. Actually, this is called salah. Salah. Tasliya comes from the salah. So one of the meaning is this: to throw into the fire in order to get, in order to be roasted. It means everywhere will be, our existence will be burning because of this desire, because of this denial. Now we can trace it. Although you are burning for happiness, eternal happiness, by denying the message that there will be an eternal happiness, what we are doing, we are killing this happiness and boiling it up, burning it up by denial.
Mhm.
That is the experience in this world. Every denial is a source of denial of truth, is a source of pain for us. That is we are in our discussions, how we describe it, usually going against your nature,
Mhm.
it means you are denying all your expectations and your natural expectations, expectations, and you suffer from it because of the lack of it.
Mhm.
You know that, the denier knows that or thinks that there will be no satisfaction, forget about it. And he suffers by imagining the lack of it.
Mhm.
And he hurts himself, herself. It's really too much, I don't know.
No, we like it.
إن هذا هو اليقين وسبح باسم ربك
Yeah.
إن
That
هذا هو
has to
اليقين.
be
This is hakiki. This is reality. No.
That's not how our reality is, correct?
So your analogy of example of the seed that becomes a short, small fruit and the one which grows larger with a bigger fruit. I'm just trying to understand. That's coming to my mind also.
And when you get older and older, you will understand. You know, the farmers choose the best seeds,
Mhm.
grains.
Yes.
Yeah, they pay extra money for it. Why? The best grain gives the best harvest.
Mhm.
That is how Allah ordered this. They put this universe into order to
Mhm.
demonstrate to us. Young people looks like having or being a very healthy, best seed.
Mhm.
Old people, the weak seed. If your seed is not really strong,
Mhm.
its harvest will be almost no benefit.
Okay.
That's why harvests pay extra money for the specially grown
See,
seeds. They don't use their own grains.
Mhm.
But I know I come from a land where farming of wheat is very famous everywhere. Everybody does wheat farming. Or what they do, they produce it, but
Mhm.
they don't use their grain. They go, there is special stations produces special grains, so powerful. So they go and buy from there and pay lots of money.
Mhm.
But they know the production will be. That's why youth is like this.
Okay.
So, I mean, don't you see the difference? I mean, it may be too early for you, but I can really comfortably see that I am not learning and concentrating as much as when I was young. No, I know. I used to read and don't forget. Now I'm all forgetting.
Subhanallah.
So we have to utilize. There is a term, they use it in economics. How do they say? Optimization
Yes.
of the product. Optimization of the product. So when you think that if I want to optimize the product of my life, this is the time, youth
Mhm.
age. It goes down. Allah is reminding, it's a mercy. Hey, be careful, be careful. Don't be too late. This is losing.
Mhm.
then this Sheikh Sadi says, "Darjawani tawbah kardan seva karan bhai." Darjawani tawbah kardan seva karan bhai. Even youth,
Yeah.
you don't do wrong thing and you always good thing. That is the prophets, they do it just like this, just like prophets.
Yeah.
Youth.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you. So where were we?
Good news for you.
Oh yeah, good news for you. Thank you. Yeah, that's why I like good news.
Go for this. Good news. Welcome.
Mm,
Yeah, the Quranic descriptions are beautiful, you know. So, وسيق الذين اتقوا ربهم إلى الجنة زمرا حتى إذا جاءوها وفتحت أبوابها. When they come to the paradise, they found that all the doors of paradise is open for them. And وقال لهم خزنتها سلام عليكم طبتم فادخلوها خالدين. Oh, سلام عليكم. Well done. Please come in. Eternally enjoy it with no limit. Don't worry about it that you are going to die or lose. No. Yeah. But this is the only way that you can enjoy it,
mhm.
because you, in other words, describes it's very famous with almost every Friday imams recite this. Ya eyyuhen nefsul mutmainneh ارجعوا إلى ربك راضية مرضية فادخلي في عبادي وادخلي جنة. But this is, it doesn't say enter my paradise. No, first enter into among our ibad, the worshipping people, worshipping God worshippers, and then وادخلي جنة.
Mm.
Then enter.
And then, if we don't worship, no paradise, or as message with. These are beautiful descriptions, but of course the author doesn't want to show that he's an alim, scholars, and narrating verses, but he uses the message of the verse, applies it to our practical life, and explains it or presents it in a way that everybody can understand. Otherwise, it will be a scholarly work.
Mm.
Scholarly work, when I read the scholarly work, or the general public of the general people, when they read the scholarly work, they get bored of it. So what he does, he puts it in the form of a story, and also simple way of explaining it. But these are all the really vivid, very bright explanations of the Quran, put it into a very simple form.
Mm.
Okay?
All right.
Yes, good news for you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. The winning ticket worth millions has come up for you. Come and receive it. Welcome. Yeah.
Mm.
We see with our own eyes that one after the other, they are mounting the gallows. The death is coming. We observe that some are being hanged while others are making the gallows a step.
Yeah. Or a step.
Getting closer.
Step, you see what I mean? You are going to get on it so that you go to the other side. It's a step.
It's a step.
Jumping board.
And moving on to the lottery office beyond the wall.
Mm.
Just at that point, which we know, as though we have seen it from the certain information given by the high-ranking officials there.
Mm. It is prophets.
Two groups have entered our prison. One group are holding musical instruments, wine, and apparently sweet confections and pastries, which they are trying to make us eat. But the sweets are in fact lethal, poisonous, dangerous.
Mm.
For Satans in human form have laced them with poison.
They call it
Sugar-coated or
sugar-coated poison. Because when you eat it, oh, it is tastes nice. No, you said it is gone. Poison kills all your expectations and hopes.
Mm.
You just realize it, whatever you do, whatever I do, you eat it, you benefit from it, and go. Sugar coated poison. That is what, I mean, in the description of the Quran, Satan offers us. It means our egoistic side says, feel self-satisfaction, enjoy your life, forget about tomorrow. That is poison.
Yeah. Wow. The second group are carrying instructive writings, licit foods, and blessed drinks. They present them to us and altogether say to us with great earnestness, if you take and eat the gifts the first group gave you by way of testing you, you shall be hanged on these gallows before us, like the others you have seen. If you take and eat the gifts the first group gave you by way of testing you, you shall be hanged on these gallows before us, like the others you have seen. Whereas, if you accept the gifts we have brought you on the command of this country's ruler, in place of them,
Who is it? Country's ruler, the
owner of
the
this
universe,
earth,
Rabbul
yeah.
Alamin.
Rabbul Alameen,
Yeah.
and recite the supplications and prayers in the instructive writings, you shall be saved from execution. Believe as though you were seeing it.
In this world, yes, in reality, at the end, definitely we will go back to our Creator who's eternal, absolute. Now, but here in this world, when we understand and confirm it, that is what I am created for. I am created for eternal happiness. Because we want eternal happiness. Who wants torturing himself? Yeah. And if we confirm our reality, then I will understand that I cannot be created for a temporary enjoyment and get out of existence ever. All these precious human qualities, looking for what eternal happiness, at the end, it will be thrown into dumped into the dumpster. How contradictory human reality. We want eternal happiness. Even a person doesn't believe in God. What do they want? I'm going to work, make money, have a nice house, garden, fountains in front of it, birds are singing, chirping, I think they say. And I will enjoy it. Look, everybody wants enjoyment for his future. That is our reality. How about after death? This desire is given to us to appreciate the news from the prophets, from Allah, through the prophets. There will be an eternal palace for you. Get ready for it. At least confirm it. So that you will say, okay, everything is transient, but at the end, the one who created me, I will go back to him because he brought me, he will take it. I mean, the one who brought me here, he will take me out of it. This world. As if he brought me here and left. But he doesn't leave. Whatever I need, it is provided. Here still, every morning we are given a new day. It means he's still taking care of our needs. He has not forgotten us.
Alhamdulillah.
So death is also given by this one. I think that is why materialist people think that death is losing one's existence, but they don't think that. Where did I get this existence? Then I'm losing. You start losing my existence. Where did I get it? Okay, I exist. That's it. Taken for granted. That's very silly, isn't it? So if you think the Quran, if you really carefully read the Quran and understand something, in order to our Creator, in order to introduce the news of death to us, He first introduces the source of life. For example, the Quran says, oh, غير شيء
The one who makes you first.
No. أنتم يخلق من غير شيء. Allahu Akbar. What is the beginning of the verse? يخلق. أم خلقوا من غير شيء أم هم الخالقون. Look at this beautiful, really Quranic argument is very strong. And or if it's not the case, or are they created out of nothing without any creator? Or are they the creators? And humul khaliqun? Or are they the one who created themselves? Who is the Quran is asking this question in itself. Think about it. How did you create yourself? Did you? Huh? Think about it. I found myself here. Okay. If you found yourself here, you are created. If you say that, no, I'm not created, I don't have a creator, which means I am claiming that I created myself. This is the Quranic reasoning. It's very powerful. Very powerful. Yeah. As it continues, a beautiful argument. Or have they created the earth and the sky, everything? No. They are not, they don't know what they are talking about. Yuqinun means really, they have no yaqeen, it is certainty what they are saying. It means there is no evidence in their claim. Yeah. It is beautiful. Quran, because these kind of verses are not in public, because it encourages people to think. And unfortunately, our public speakers, videos, or those people, they are afraid that the people may start thinking and then questioning the legitimacy of the Quran. So there are some, according to them, it's a long discussion. According to them, lots of the parts of the Quran is stories of prophets, stories of the other nations, stories what happened during the prophet's time. So because they understand the Quran literally, they say if they question this, but for example, what happened to during the period of Ahzab, trench war. It is known as trench war, and the Ahzab came. Okay, and if you question because they don't have the answer, they think that people will not have the answer for it. We question it, and they say if the young people question it, then they say, what is it to do with me? Yeah, it's happened during the time of the prophet. What is it to do with me? They don't know how to read the meaning rather than literal meaning and historical context. That's why we notice that in our discussions always, repeat and repeat and repeat that we cannot read the Quran within historical context. There must be a universal message in it. Read it. Let's try to understand the Quranic universal message, at least trying somehow as much as we can. That's why I don't see much there. That's why they don't point out and teach the young people with the verses of the Quran, which encourages the people to reason, to question, because they think that if they question this is okay, this is consistent, it makes sense, but they start questioning the other parts of the Quran, they will have no answer. So whatever Quran says is correct, except. Do you understand? That is why these verses are not, for example, you cannot find a special video concentrating on these verses that we talked about today.
Yeah.
Do you remember first the story of Moses is repeated very frequently. But when it comes to Humul Khaliqun, think about it. This is a straight away question.
You have to think. It encourages you to think.
Yeah.
Want to think.
No, are you created from by nothing at all, or are you the creator? Think about it. What an open way of argument. And lets you feel free. Let me decide and I will come to a conclusion. Who can say that I created myself? No one. It is very challenging. There are many challenging verses in the Quran. But I don't think you have ever heard this verse.
No.
Yeah? It is not common. But if I say
Commonly referred to. Action-wise, everything is.
Yeah, what happened to Moses and Pharaoh?
Yeah, very common.
1,000.
But
this one, 0.
Anything encouraging you to think? 0.
0.
Because the educators, so-called educators and someone don't have the answer. So I don't have the answer. I'll lose my credibility of being an educator.
That's it.
Yep.
That is why I think the difference of this book, this author takes these verses and explains it in a very simple way that every person who reads this carefully will understand. You don't have to be a scholar. Okay, I think.
MashaAllah.
Paragraph.
Let's finish this paragraph, inshallah.
Yeah.
So it was
Please, and recite the supplications and prayers.
and recite the supplications and prayers in the instructive writings. You shall be saved from execution.
Yeah, Quran.
Believe as though you were seeing it, that each of you shall receive the winning ticket worth millions in the lottery office as a royal favor. That's interesting. Royal favor is interesting.
Favor, man.
If he favors, yes, definitely. We all are looking for that favor. Inshallah, this decrees say, and we ourselves say the same thing, that if you eat those illicit, dubious, and poisonous sweets, you shall suffer terrible pains and the poison until you go to be hanged.
Yeah, that is what the argument, Quranic argument is based on. Be careful, you will be punished. We think that only the Quran is mentioning about the punishment in the hereafter, but we understand we can experience the traces of it here. Signs of it, reality of the signs of the reality of this news.
Right here, right now.
We will feel here, there, physically be subject to this punishment. Here, psychological. Our body is fine, but from inside, I am suffering from meaningless, purposelessness inside. What do they say? The only solution, the only acceptable solution for them? Yes, it will be a good wish, but it is reality that we are not going to get it. We have to accept it. That is the philosophy of unbelief. We have to accept our reality. We wish it, but it is nothing but, as Suhail explained yesterday, functions of neurons in your brain. So comic, comedy, playing comedy. It is science. I don't know.
It's coming from the material, this,
Okay.
these wishes, all right. I think, inshallah, we'll stop here. Bismillah. Okay, I will continue, inshallah, next time from the comparison. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Bi hurmati surat al-Fatiha.